This will never change. It's not negotiable. It's science. Finally, get back to a life with exercise. And this is your first step. We're going to start getting you moving. I'm Lynn Lindberg, your bad couch guru. Hello, friends. Welcome to the Couch to Active podcast, where I believe that exercise should not be negotiable and you should work with lots of grit and sweat and tears. And no, we know by now, don't we? If you don't know that was a joke, go back to couchtoactive.com/33. We are today on number 8 out of 9 in the series on the Couch to Active book. Now, you don't need to own the book to follow along in this series, but everybody who's listened already knows I'm very biased. I want you to get the book. It's awesome. It's won lots of awards. But anyhow, today we are on page 190 of the book, titled Your Next 2 Years, and it is week 7 of the 8-week Couch to Active program. Now, you've already gone through and you've learned the basics of what I believe is important to know about exercise and really the mental mindset around exercise more than anything, how it supports our lives. We've looked at all the barriers that we have for exercise in our lives. We've looked at how to break through those barriers. We've looked at how to solve for barriers to exercise. And we've looked at how to own different areas in our lives. Own it. Own your barriers. Own the things in your life. This is your only life, ladies and gentlemen. Make the most of it. I used to hear people say that, and I would just be like, ugh, are you kidding me? I have a job because I have a mortgage and I need to buy groceries. Like, do you not understand that? That is my life. I get it. I totally get it. I also know, like myself, I was in a really stuck place for more than 10 years where I wanted to just believe and manifest and jump out of the hamster wheel. But I felt like if I just jumped out of the hamster wheel, I would jump right into a trap, right? And so it took me a long time to work my way out of it. And I think a lot of what I learned looking back with 2020 vision, I'm grateful for all of it. But man, I got to tell you, reality, right? And that's life. And that's going to happen. And the years go by so fast. I want you to pause for just a minute here. And before we look forward to our next 2 years and how we're going to keep the progress we've made going for 2 years, I want us to pause and we're going to think about this question. Ready? Where were you 2 years ago? Yeah, time flies, doesn't it? 2 years ago feels like nothing. 2 years ago, my brand new velvet couch that's on the cover of the Couch to Active book is almost 2 years old. And it's still in my mind, my brand new couch. So where were you 2 years ago? And then we just blink and a year flies by. And you blink and another year flies by and blink. And those years go by so fast. It's in the older I get, the faster they go. And I see my kids, they're like, oh, school years are so long. The summers are so fast. It's like, yeah, the years go by really fast. So the next 2 years coming up, they're going to go just as fast. We want to keep momentum going, but a lot's going to happen in the next 2 years. Right now, it's really not too difficult to really think about the new habits we're building and integrating them into our lives. And if our schedules are sort of mellowed out and predictable, it's great. But unfortunately, it's completely unrealistic, isn't it? Our lives are crazy. We have things going all over the place and hitting us all the time from everywhere. From holidays to vacations to our kids' birthdays to traveling, corporate retreats. We get sick, we break a leg, we get in a car accident. I mean, things happen. Stuff happens, ladies and gentlemen. And so one of the most powerful things that you can do is realize that is going to happen. Stuff is going to get in the way, and that's okay. But do you realize that some of our usual stuff that gets in the way of exercise happens every single year? And if something happens every single year, like your birthday or your kid's birthday, Thanksgiving, other holidays, 4th of July in the United States, these happen every year. Guess what? We can plan for them ahead of time. Because if you take, let's just take, for example, holidays. If you take all the holidays in the United States that we tend to recognize, and let's add immediate family's birthdays, your birthday, maybe an anniversary if you have one of those. I have an anniversary again now. It's pretty great. When you add them all up, how many days do you think that is? It's about 30. So it's almost 10% of your exercise days already we tend to dismiss as, oh, this is just a special day or a holiday. Boom, 10% gone right there. We're going to claim that back. So for the next 2 years, each time a holiday comes up, you're going to look at that holiday before it comes up and you'll ask yourself this question: what can I do for exercise around that holiday that will be least likely to make me miserable and most likely to make me smile? That's what we're going to do. Yes, there's amazing athletes out there who push through and do their very specific targeted workout on their own birthday because they can and they do, and they've got grit and self-discipline. Well, guess what? That's not how the planet really functions. That's not reality for all of us. And that's not saying, oh, we're not as good as them. It's saying, no, we got other priorities in our life. We want to love our life. So that's the test. Look ahead. What can you do that would cause you the least amount of misery and be the most likely to make you smile? May not even be your best exercise or workout, but it's going to be a heck of a lot better than if you did nothing at all for those 30 days. That's a whole month of exercise you're going to claim back by doing that. The first year you start doing this, people are going to think you're weird. They're going to raise their eyebrows. You're going to surprise them. That's okay. Surprise them. Have a good lighthearted attitude about it. The second year you do it, that's why this is a 2-year thing. They're going to be a little more used to it, and it won't really be as big of a surprise. And, maybe you'll go for a walk after Thanksgiving dinner again. Well, guess what? It's going to happen on year 3. Yeah, you already see it coming, don't you? It's amazing. It's not rocket science. Thank God. On year 3, after they've seen you go for a walk, let's say after Thanksgiving dinner, as the example, by the 3rd year, they're going to expect you to do it. And how awesome will that be to have the people in your life expecting you to do exercise of some sort on these holidays or something active on these holidays rather than doing something completely sedentary the entire day. So that's what you're going to do with your holidays. You're going to get back a whole month by then. And not only that, people are going to start seeing you differently. They're going to see you as somebody who's active and somebody who's not a total freak and nut about it, who, is militant about it. That's not what I'm going after. I mean, if you want to be militant about your exercise and make yourself miserable doing it, you need to get the book and read it. Because that's not how we roll here. Okay. Then the next thing you need to do is prepare yourself for when a setback happens. And they happen to everybody. They happen to all of us. I know this amazing bodybuilder who's a podium finisher in her 50s, and this friend of mine got an injury. And for her, it felt like a really huge setback to have quite a while where she couldn't exercise like she used to. I know a big fitness podcaster who's been podcasting on fitness for over 4 years. He has over 400 episodes now. Big name in fitness. He went through a move that was a lot more work than he ever thought it would. And he's like, oh my gosh, I haven't been exercising for a couple months. Like, big setback. A lot of you know my story. I've got some chronic health issues, and those cause setbacks for me too. So you're going to want to figure out how to escape that setback. And this is one very specific exercise to help you escape your setback and help you get quickly into a mindset of back into exercise. And so I'll just pick 3 of these 16 questions so that if you don't get to the book, you'll have at least somewhere to start. All right, here's a question. How will you feel when you get back into your active lifestyle? On a scale of 1 to 10, how confident are you that you will succeed? What can you do this week to increase your chances of success? Yeah, so you work your way through those and really get yourself back into that mindset of being committed. And then remind yourself you're worthy of this and that you need to exercise, and your need to exercise will never change. And go back and remind yourself of our mantra that you should have memorized. Here it is again. My body needs exercise. My body will always need exercise. This will never change. It's not negotiable. It's science. I want you to memorize that. And then make a plan. Right now, today, make a plan about what exercise you're going to do. And it has to be one that you enjoy. That's where you got to start. You got to start with that. Something you enjoy. And then to help you escape a setback, if you don't have the book, you got to go back and listen to all these podcasts again. Episodes 1 through 9. Because in there, you're going to review all the life practices that we went through. You're going to refresh your brain of all these lessons that'll help you get that confidence back, get that motivation back, get that ownership back. And that's going to do a tremendous amount. You will make this change. You will get back on track after you have a setback. Because guess what? Setbacks are going to happen. Let me go back and repeat that phrase we got to memorize here. You ready? Okay. Boys and girls, memorize this passage with me. I don't know why I'm in a silly mood right now. Okay. My body needs exercise. My body will always need exercise. This will never change. It's not negotiable. It's science. Memorize that with me. Make a plan for all those 30 holidays throughout the year. Revisit all of these podcasts anytime you have a setback or anytime you've lost motivation. Just come back. Remember, what's that magic number? 33. couchtoactive.com/33. Lucky number 3. Memorize that too. And then you can go back anytime. couchtoactive.com/33. That'll get you going. Oh, ladies and gentlemen, that is the main core of the program. So what's your one thing? I know, I promise. What's the one non-negotiable, the one thing that I want you to do out of your 2-year plan? Okay, here's what I want you to do. I want you to pick a holiday. It can be any holiday in the year or any annual event or something coming up, your birthday, an anniversary, preferably something that's happening in the next 2 weeks, a day that normally gets in the way of exercise for you. And then start making that holiday plan or that annual event plan of what kind of exercise or activity could I do as my new routine for that day every year. And of course, we can be flexible. Of course. Come on. What would be your plan that would be not so dreadful? Honor what you want to do that day and give you the greatest chance of smiling. That's what I want you to do as your one thing from this section right now, today. Alrighty, friends. Next week, we conclude our Couch to Active book series. It will be episode number 9 of 9, and it's about celebrating, and you want to come because we want you to celebrate in a very specific way, so you don't want to miss out on that. And then when you are done with this series, or you can do it now, it's okay. Send me that email, beawesome@couch2active.com. Tell me a little something about what you learned. Give me your snail mail address, and I will send you free in the mail a Couch to Active finisher sticker. We've got tons of them here, and when we run out, we're going to reorder, but you want to get in on the very first edition of these so you can be one of those folks who got the, it's like getting the original concert t-shirt, right? This is the original Couch to Active sticker. You want to get that. Be awesome at couchtoactive.com. I do it in part because it's fun for me, and I love making real connections with real people just like you. Today's episode is the 40th episode of Couch to Active. Woot woot! I think I need to go celebrate. Show notes for today and details in your assignment of the one thing I want you to do can be found on couch2active.com/40. We'll see you all next week for the last one of the book series. I'm so excited. Thanks for listening to the Couch to Active podcast, where I believe that exercise should not be dreadful, but getting off the couch is the hardest thing we do. Bye-bye now.